This is my company, Magnified Media, and today we're going to be talking about how is search evolving in 2025. So, with AI, Google has had to change a lot, especially when it comes to local business ranking. But one of the big things that we should all remember is something called goal completion. So last year, Google, there was a lot of turmoil in Google's in their sphere. You know, they were part of a giant lawsuit. They had some massive leaks that showed how they do search. And one of the things that came out in that lawsuit was this thing called goal completion. And that means it's about user signals. So goal completion, there's two ways that this happens. So for a local business, so when somebody searches for a service, they're going to go to Google, and then Google's going to kick back these results. One will be either a business or it'll be a list of businesses. And the first way that that goal is completed is with a phone call. So if they call that business, their search is over. If they get directions, that search is over. Same kind of thing here. If it's a list of businesses, if your happens to have, more five-star reviews than your competition, there's more likelihood that that goal completion will happen and they'll give you a call. So that ends their search. That's a great thing. That's one of the things that when we are creating content or helping a business grow, we're focused on that goal completion. So the second way, and this is for ranking for multiple terms, this is really, really important. So when somebody searches for help on Google, so they have a problem, they go to Google, they're going to type in that search. Then because they're looking for help for whatever problem they have. It happens to if now we're at this part where they're searching for help. So they click on that result in the Google results, and now right away we want to give them that chance to complete their goal as quickly as possible. It used to be we want to keep them on this page for as long as possible, we thought. But with those leaks of their documents last year, we realized, or we finally, it was confirmed, Google wants to see the end of the search at this location. If it answers the question, then no one clicks on that back button. So if they click on that back button, it's signaled. So your business didn't give them the answer. So one way that we can do this, those are ways that the search ends. The second way, one, that get started button, the schedule a call button, the table of contents button, we like adding those. But even in our blog, this is what is all over one page. So that table of contents, we saw that schedule a call, the sign up for a newsletter, this key takeaway section so they can get their answer as quickly as possible. That way their search is over, right? So they don't have to click on that back button. We have a podcast, you should know, called Local SEO in 10. There's another way that someone can end their search, or of course, they can reach out by phone. So all of these combined push that user to end their search, because if they hit that back button, then what we're signaling to Google is you weren't a valuable resource. So super, super important. Remember, no back button. Okay, so did they spend time reading, or did they bounce? That's a big, big question when you're looking at a local business. Remember, for a local business, you only need to outrank your local competition. You don't need to outrank that plumber in New Jersey. You just need to outrank the plumbers in your area. So this is totally doable, and this is what we do all day. So what does Magnified Media do? We make the phones ring. So we get our clients here in that top 3 of Google results. We also help them get more 5-star reviews than their competition. That way they become that answer. So that visibility and that credibility always leads to profitability. I also do a podcast, and I've been doing it now for 5 years, called Local SEO in 10. It's a weekly podcast. It focuses on one question at a time, and when we do these, it's always with local businesses in mind. So it's a very, very niche podcast, but I make sure that every episode is full of valuable information. So if you have a referral that you're not sure would be good for us, this is a great way to kind of break the ice and say, hey, if they listen to podcasts, this is a great one for them to check out, especially if they're in any industry that we support. So that was a great one. These are our great industries that we support, like clinics, law firms, dispensaries, dental offices. In our group, I love businesses of 3 or more, just because they're going to have the bandwidth to work with us and not focus solely on us. So we definitely need room to grow their business. So remember, businesses of 3 or more, that's what we value the most. And finally, that was a good one. Why do we do all this, everybody? Dollar bills, y'all. I'm going to end a little early. So if you have, like I said, a friend who is trying to grow their business or a referral, that podcast would be a great way to refer us. Thank you, everybody.